Little Boy Blue. Blue is horn. Why did they call him Little Boy Blue? I'm sitting here and painting the horn, and I'm thinking about Little Boy Blue. That's where my idea comes from. And then through that idea, right, I use one of my equations, plus, minus, divided, and I just came up with another one because it doesn't matter who you are or what you do, right? If you decide right now you want to come up with something, you can do it. I think our greatest obstacle is the momentary thought. Because in that momentary thought, right, if we think that we want to get something to talk about or something to say, we're all, oh, I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do, right? But you just say, I don't know what to do, and well, now I have something to do because there's a little hair that came off of this brush. So that's one of the things, you don't want your brushes to fall off, right? And I'm doing this, and I have no idea what it's going to turn out because I'm not an artist or a painter or anything else. I just hoping the paint sticks. I'm hoping personally it looks good enough for me, and I'm hoping that my thinking is the same as the entire people. Otherwise, I'll always be going against the grain with all the people, and I would always be saying, nobody does anything like me. Now I'm saying everybody does everything like me. Nobody, where's the middle? Some are that some aren't, some are, and some say, put a little red inside it, boy blue. And I say, oh, why did the boy blow, And I'm just saying, oh, does this thing really blow? I have my fingers on it. Yeah, it blows. There you go. Just there's a lot of paint on it. And I should be sticking my finger in here, eh? If you can't put it on the outside, we can spin it on the inside, right? Can't spin it on the outside. I need a circle on the inside. Oh, this spins? How come this spins? This is not a circle. Well, sure it spins. I just put it on this and it spins. You know what I'm saying? It spins around this. I don't need to spin it your way. You know what I'm saying? Puts down his head. The minute the goat or the ram puts down his head, this is always on a different angle, different strands. How do you think this is made? How do you think this is made, eh? Probably have everybody in the apartment come down now. And I think that, like, because of Nibiru, got to get a little red for the Nibiru sun. And I just wrote a little thing about Nibiru, that the word itself, okay, has two eyes. So the 73, take away one of the eyes, makes it into 64. At the same time, okay, that it does that, is that the Pythagorean count of Nibiru, okay, the way I remember doing it just a half an hour ago, is 37. If I minus the other eye inside Nibiru, take away 9, so that would be 28. That is my cycle of my moon, okay? I'm taking away the other eye in Nibiru, okay? Because don't forget, you only get the other eye after the first eye has sent you the message. Otherwise, you've never received. You don't exist. I sent it. Who got it? I don't know. I didn't get the return call. No one's ever seen. Oh, look at the bottom of Facebook. It says, seen by someone. No, the page is received, but the receiver was looking at somebody else's stuff. So I'm just going to, and this is, you know what, as easy as this seems to be, the holding part of it with these fingers, they're hurting me. I got to find a new way to hold this up, and maybe I can stick the scissors in here and hold it up. I got to hold it up with the tension. If I don't hold it up with a tension, okay, if I don't hold it up with tension, right, then it'll come off. Now I'm thinking attention, attention. Attention means everybody stand at attention. What is attention? Tension between two objects, pulling the cord just enough to have a certain tension. Well, therefore, as the cord is hanging down and you're holding one end and I'm holding my end, the tension would be at the center of the round of the cord. Now, all of a sudden, I had nothing to say, but now I'm thinking of the accord. Am I thinking of Honda Ho? End day? The end of day? Hyundai. Did you know that just by saying God says I am, but how does he say it? All he has to say is I am yellow, and right away I know God is everything. Why? Because the yellow ball is 1. The yellow ball is 9. A and I, they create 10. Creates the letter J. J-A-I says I have. The two verbs in French is I have and I am. I am what you have. You have me, you have everything. If you don't have, then you don't have me. J'ai, je suis. I am and I have. The difference in understanding words, where they're complacement. So right away inside, we're going to talk about 28 in Nibiru. When we take away the 9, it equals to 64. 64 is 6 times 4, 6 plus 4, equals 2410 DC. All run by DC. The reflection in the numbers for the matrix and the black cat must run through DC. 4 plus 3, 4 minus 3 is 1. 7 is the greatest. 1 is the smallest. It's the only one that does it when you add 7 plus 1, 8. 1 times 7, creating the star key, not a minus, because if I minus it, I'm taking away the line. That's the east-west line that crosses over the north-south line. 4 and 6 over 2 and 8. Look at the number pad, man. I didn't make this stuff up. This is science done by people all over the world that runs with modern. Who's ever made a phone call before? If you've ever made a phone call, use the bank machine, you've seen this before. I'm not talking about the line of numbers, because inside the line of numbers, the circle of numbers actually goes only 12. The line of numbers goes 12, but on your keyboard it only goes 9. But if you want to be the ruler, you got to start as alpha and you got to finish at omega. So the minimum a ruler can be is 12. Plus 3 for the creation equals to 15. And that represents Mars. So my hand hurts and I don't want to hold this any other way. I should get a solid object. It keeps turning in my hands. I need another color. I decided to put another color. Let's use blue. I never really use these. These are bought by, somebody bought me a gift with my money. Pretty funny, eh? Somebody brought me a gift with my money. That's pretty cool. Anyways, we're going to just try to maybe put on a little blue for little boy blue. And I'm not sure how it's going to come out, right? Because I never know how it's going to come out till the end. You know what I'm saying? Until the end, my friend, you really never know. That's why you got to keep putting out so that you make it to the end. Survival of the iceberg, right? We've got that in there. And I know if I put a little red in, I know the red effect. Actually, I think it's the yellow effect. I have no idea. I'm not a painter. Oh my God. You're getting me involved in this? So we were talking about Nibiru, right? And the numbers for Nibiru come to the cycle of the moon. And we were talking about the addition and the minus sign. I'm going to put this down for now. Oil paint. So now we have the minus. We're using the multiplication and the plus sign. So 1 times 7, 1 plus 7 equals to 15. That is 15 seconds of 60. 1/4 time. Runner of the clock. 51 is Mars. 47 equals Time. 74 equals Jesus. Add the 20 world, add Uranus. It's like a, I think Uranus has to do with the, anyways. So we have 15. 7 and 8 is 15, and 15, because of the Canadian money, gave me the new equation that now that 7 goes to 5 and 8 goes to 10 cents. J, the J world, Jack, codes of Jack, 2 times 3, 2 plus 3, 5 and 6, 11. We can get 5 and 4, 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, 5 and 4 equals to 9. Or we can get the other side of 5, 2 times 3, 2 plus 3, 5 and 6, 11. But what about this? A and E, hop, skip, and jump. 1 times 5, 1 plus 5. 5 and 6, 11. 1, 2, 3. 1 and 3 will create the 4. But 1, 2, 3 will create 5 and 6, 11. 3 and 2 is 5. 1 and 5. 2 and 3, they all create the numbers that go towards where the word was created. It's perfect. It's perfect. 7 times 8 equals to 56. 56 is 2 28s. your moon to my moon returned to your moon. I got your message, and I send you back to tell you I got your message. I have received. 10-4, I have received. 25 or 52 and 52 of two sides, because you have to hold my code, I have to hold your code, you have to hold my code, I have to hold your code. You're 51, I'm 52, 103. Mercury, the name, 103. Minus Earth from Mars, you have 1. Add it, you have 53, electric company. The third planet, the fifth planet. The third letter, the fifth letter, C and E. Any craps? What's the number to any craps? Can you say 5 and 6, 11? 1 and 2? 1 and 1? Any craps? 66. The house of two sides. 101 away from 7. 6, 7, 8. But on the other side, because it was flipped over, instead of going H, you're going F, G, F again. In which they're putting an alignment like a walkway, because in the piano it goes A, B, C, D, F, G, and then starts at A again, when really it shouldn't be. But then you'd be going like this. See, in the piano you're climbing, right? But there's probably some other part that you're not climbing, but then you'd be going down backwards. Do you follow me? I'm going up to the point like in gematria. When you count, you go up to 7 and you go down 6. Obviously, because it says it's going down 6, you're going down the stairs. You're not rising. You didn't go to another level. You didn't rise, you went back down. Gematria goes to 7 and then goes down to 1. Then goes over to 1 and then goes up to 7. But is it going down this time? Because it goes over to 1, it can go right up. But it had to go over to 1, jumping on the next scale. So then the first gematria goes up, down, and then the next one, 1 and 1, is it 1 and 1 on the other side? And goes all the way down to 7. And goes all the way up to 1 onto the other side, and then all the way up. 7 times 8 equals 56. 7 plus 8 is 15. Equals to 71, the same numbers again. 7 and 1 is 8. 7 minus 1 is 6. 6 and 8, 101. The odds of that in the payout in craps is 7 to 6. 7 and 8. G and H. Funny how it sounds for F, as in laughter, L-A-U-G-H. Or how about an 8, E-I-G-H-T, where it's silent? Or how about in ghetto, G-H-E-T-T-O, where you don't say the H, because it's a code inside the word. It's a code inside the word because the stories I speak come from these codes and colors. In games, people play of all the games that have ever been created because I can see the difference, because I can see what they're doing. They're taking their time, they're not taking their time, they have a time limit, there's no time limit, there's 4 quarters, 3 quarters, 2 quarters, and the amount of time in between and of each quarter or inning and periods played. Put me on a soccer field in the extra time, the add plus and game, that is tennis, they never say add 2, they say it's game. They only go 15, 30, 30, 30, deuce. Okay, and all of a sudden it's deuce, but they only play 1 ad because the 2 is already said, because it's between 2 to win 1. Second one gives you game, so 2 actually makes it all in that scenario. Just like 3 period makes it all in a 60-minute game of 20 minutes a period. Or basketball of 48 minutes of 4 periods, but you only play 3 periods until man came into the game. So 3 periods of basketball is 36 minutes. Add man equals to 48. S-O-N in numbers, numerology, is 48. 84 is Pluto. 4 and 8 equals to 1 and 2 father. Abba, because 4 is half of 8. 1 and 2. 2 to 1, 1 half. You show me 12, you show me 14, I'll say 1 quarter and 1 half, 2 to 1, 4 to 1 odds. 1 quarter goes into a half twice, but 4 is twice as much as 2. Twist and tie me up in the realities of the truth of what it says in the definitions and dictionaries and mathematics of science and psychology and all types of things around the world. Call it an animal, call it a mammal. Tell me I'm Neanderthal and there's a missing part and piece, and I can tell you the difference of what you see and what you don't see, because all that you don't see is just because you can't explain yourself, just like I can't. Hebrew letters, jigging and jagging, going around things. There's things in the way. There's caps to put on for reasons, because certain elements, right, cannot be found. The difference between man and beast, okay? I believe the difference between man and beast is things that can't be found, and waterways, the travel of the water to the system of an ape, and the traveling of the water to the system of man. How does it impose the difference between me and ape? The water well system. How our foods are distributed to our organs, to where we get the vibration in the reader, to what we were supposed and made for in this world. Some are byproducts of creation. What is a byproduct in my terms of creation? Is that when you make who I am today, and you make that tree to make who I am to get the air, the difference in dirt that comes out of me makes up that scum that comes back and bites us in the face, the dirty fly, makes up from what comes from me, and is put into the organism of the system, okay, by another byproduct, and doesn't die off because it is needed. Because ashes to ashes, dust to dust. Everything is recycled in the system. You tell me how many computers you bought over the last 5 years. You're storing memory, you're going through things. Everything is being wiped up, washed, and put back to where it was. You see color in the background, you'll see color in the background. You see a hand interfering with it, and everything goes back to where it is, because it can, unless you disturb it and ask it to memorize those exact positions. That's why when this video comes out, you're going to see that exact board in the back. It's going to be in the back, but I'm going to be blocking it on this side, and you're going to see it all the same because you chose to and you remembered what I said in this video. So I'm going to go on and get this done over here. I want to thank you for watching this video. Merry Christmas. In a week from now, it's going to be the year 2000, so this is the millennium year, my friends. That's right. At the 7th gate, the millennium year. The millennium year is the year 2000. How do you get 7 into the year 2000? 5 plus 2 is 7. 0 plus 7, 0 plus 7, 0 plus 7. 7, 7, 7, 7. 2000. Where does this come from? The Hebrew New Year this year is 5777. Reflective of Egypt. The word Egypt is that 5777. 5 and 2 are reflectives of each other and create a TV set, and much more. They are the limit of all. They are the goalpost, the 3 points. We are coming in for the conversion right now in time. Nile River.